hear about the YouTubers who pranked Piers Corbyn? So last week's episode, if everyone listened, we spoke about Piers Corbyn, who is Jeremy Corbyn's brother, not the love child of Jeremy Corbyn and Piers Morgan. There you go. So he got pranked really badly. I don't know if you've seen this video.
I haven't seen it, but he just to remind myself, this is the guy who's protesting.
He's a massive anti-vaxxer. He appeared at the anti-vax protests. He's a big, what's the word? He's a big proponent. Is that the word?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big proponent towards vaccines. So there's a YouTube channel set up by two lads called Josh Peters and Archie Manners. What they do is they're pranksters. Some of their stuff in the past is top notch. So in the past, these are the same guys who went around asking royal experts to give their view or their take on the Harry and Meghan situation and the interview. And they said, we're going to get you to come on and give us your thoughts before the interview comes out. And then we're going to release it afterwards as a post-interview analysis. Are you happy to do it? And all of them said yes. And all of them agreed to do it. And they were giving them the most generic shit ever. And they were asking them questions. They set up like a fake production company, everything. And they got these royal experts to basically all be exposed as the frauds they all are.
So he interviewed, world leaders?
No, he interviewed royal experts, so people that are like experts in the royal family and the dynamics and all that shit. Yeah. And they did it for all those people who were meant to be experts about the Harry and Meghan interview, even though it hadn't aired. They got them to come on before it had aired, not knowing what the fuck was said, give their feedback. So the second it finishes, they can release their feedback saying this is the public's opinion and put that out. and they offered the money for it and they said yeah we'll do it, we don't care, yeah that's fine. So they're just basically guys that go out there and prank people and show people for the frauds they are, and they did it to Piers Corbyn.
So the thing is to expose.
Yeah, it's to expose. It isn't to just prank and leave. It's sort of to like, here's the exposure, what you do with this information is now up to you. That's it.
Gotcha. I'll leave it right there.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
So there we go. So this week gone, there's a YouTube video about it. It's fucking fantastic. Go and watch it, guys, afterwards. But this week gone, they approached Piers Corbyn at a lunch pretending to be shareholders in AstraZeneca. They offered him £10,000. Yeah. They offered him £10,000 to not slander AstraZeneca, but to slander Pfizer and Moderna instead.
Right. Okay.
Right. And the way they did it, they had to be really careful. So they had this like envelope of real cash. It was all their money, right, in an envelope. They showed it to him and they put it under a table. And with some sleight of hand, they managed to swap it all around, give him a fake envelope full of Monopoly money. And he accepted it and walked off. Now, for these guys to be able to do it, they had to be shareholders, in quotations, of AstraZeneca. They bought one share of AstraZeneca in the morning to say that they're shareholders.
Gotcha.
That's it. And they did it. He accepted the money.
So on the video that we're talking about, do you capture any of the dialogue between them?
Yeah, so you capture the dialogue. You see him say like, oh, you're from AstraZeneca, etc. He'll say, don't worry. I'll say that the donation or the money came from a restaurant owner instead. Like, he's fully agreeing to it. And I'm like, but hang on, you don't like vaccines.
You're anti-vaxxer. Yeah, so you're an anti-vaxxer, but you're happy to take money and then promote.
Yeah, you're happy to take money and promote, right? So a bit wild, that. And they just exposed him, basically. It's all done. And
which makes you think then that, you know, him being an anti-vaxxer, is he being funded by
potentially
else, right? Somebody saying to him, say this again for money.
There is a part in the video where they actually make him write down the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine. So I'm thinking, yo, this is great. They really caught him out completely. And it, to be honest, I think the main takeaway is it shows that people will do anything for money.
For money.
And it's better to maybe show people for the frauds they are and let the public have their own choices on it than sort of forcing their agenda on other people. Yeah, it's better to let somebody stumble over their own words and actions and then just let people figure it out.
Yeah, because people don't like to be told, isn't it? But if they come to their own conclusion based on facts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
I thought that was great.
That's hilarious. So we need more people like this, don't we?
We need more people like those guys.
There is a surge, man. Like, you know Jordan Belfort?
Yes.
Okay.
The guy from the Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, the real Wolf of Wall Street. He has a podcast called, I think, In the Wolf's Den, or The Den of the Wolf, something like that. And he had an episode where he invited and interviewed Grant Cardone. Do you know who Grant Cardone is?
No.
All right, so Grant Cardone is dude in America. His most famous book was the 10X Rule.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
That guy, right?
Everything
GC.
10x, yeah.
That's it, yeah. 10X baby. And he, like, when he comes to conferences, he gets everyone to do this in the crowd. 10X, whatever. So, one of those hype guys.
Like some guy from D-Generation X in the WWE. That's where he got it from, I guarantee it. Definitely.
Yeah, that. So he's into like property, and he's like he teaches like some business mastery and sales and all this kind of stuff. And there has been like we've talked about this before. We talked about this rise, a big surge on the internet of these kind of fake gurus.
Yeah.
And basically, you should watch it. Jordan Belfort is a proper salesman.
Yeah.
Like he knows sales. Okay, fine, he went to jail and stuff, but he knows how to sell stuff, right? And so he's trying to have an intelligent discussion about sales with Grant Cardone. And clearly, Grant Cardone has no idea what this guy's on about.
Mm.
But he's not trying to like catch him out. He's just asking like normal questions, and he doesn't know the difference. Basically, he's trying to say to Grant that, are you a better marketer or are you a better salesman? And he didn't understand the difference. And so Jordan Belfort had another podcast with another like couple of young guys, and they asked him like, what were your reflections post podcast with Grant? And he goes, clearly what that has shown me is that the world is a dangerous place because people now are just great marketers, right?
Yeah.
And they can sell you shit, but they're not an authority.
There's nothing behind it.
There's nothing behind it. He goes,
I've worked at places in the past that have done that easily. It's proper toxic work environments. I'm not on about banking, like other agencies. And they've sold people shit, and I've worked in the project afterwards, and it's just like, let's throw it together as we go along. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We didn't have a template. It's like, no, there is no template. And I'm thinking, this is absurd. How can you just get away with this shit?
Yeah, because it's not regulated, is it? That industry,
it's not regulated.
What we call the advice sharing industry, right? It's not
masterminds, all that shit.
Oh man, there are levels to all this stuff, right? What people pay. It's not to say there's no value, right? But I think the perceived value is a lot higher than the actual value. I think that's the problem. And what Jordan Belfort was basically saying is, on this recent podcast, that there are now active lawsuits against Grant Cardone.
There we go. That's what it is, mate.
And there are a couple of dedicated YouTube channels of people who basically, what they're actually doing now is they're actually paying for these people's courses. So they can get on the inside, and then they come out and make a YouTube video exposing all of this shit.
Good. That's necessary. You got to do that shit, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just waiting for the time that somebody tries to infiltrate one of my courses and then realizes how good it is, right? And they're like, he's the real deal, man.
When that happens, I'm dropping you from the podcast for a month until it blows over, yeah? And then...
only a month, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, only a month. All right, I'll let you back in after that. Right.